Hi, everyone. I'm Kathy Hazel Adams. Thank you for joining me today. I wanted to talk with you today about something that came up during my morning meditation. That's usually what this is. The focused reverie that I do every morning for an hour or two, and this has to do with a deeper, clearer, richer understanding that came through of why the higher or other dimensionals say that this the vibration that we hold now, the vibrational state that we vibrate in, the truth that we vibrate in is so much more important than worrying about the stories or the details or the hows. We've all heard that many times from many teachers. Don't worry about the how, just ask. And I do that, and I've taught that myself. Just a deeper, richer understanding came through to me that I want to share with you, and that is that we really don't have to worry about the how. We really don't. When the most of us that are shifting into the new version of reality and the world and how people are, what we do is we are so ready to be there and have it and live it, not want it, not dream about it, not fight what isn't it. But those of us that are so ready to just be in the vibrational experience, the physical experience of the people in the world around us, being loving and supportive of each other, peaceful, loving, supportive of each other. When we are vibrating in that as that's our reality, not trying to make it be our reality, we're just vibrating in it as in we just fully accept it, we receive it, we are it. That state is what magically makes everything happen and come together. However that plays out in terms of revelations about government corruption, revelations about what really happened in elections and whether or not they were stolen, revelations about how slick money deals with the richest 1% around the world, revelations about that, and that we're not there anymore, and that's not even not only it's not tolerated, but that it doesn't even fit our vibration anymore, almost the way oil will not mix with water. The two just simply do not mix. And so the how, worrying about the how or wondering what it exactly looks like as it plays out is really not important. It's that we just simply be in that vibration. And before I go on here, I do want to remind you, if the video is helpful to you, please click like and subscribe. That lets the YouTube algorithm know that this is a good channel to watch. And then also, please stay till the end because I'm starting a new monthly meditation, and I want to just tell you real quickly about that. So getting back to what the higher and other dimensionals have been saying, we are literally the shift. When we are there, everything falls into place. And there's actually a quote, and I don't know if it was from George Mallory or Sir Edmund Hillary, but the first two Europeans to climb to the top of Everest back in the early 1900s. One of them wrote that when you commit to something, the universe rushes in to make it happen. And you have heard that same kind of statement from other teachers and other sources, because it's really true. It's and Seth calls it framework 1 and framework 2. I just thought of that, where you have this surface level activity manifesting in the physical, that sort of ego level awareness we're usually at. And we can have desires, intentions, and things have to happen a certain way, and they need to take a certain amount of time, and this is how things are done, that kind of thing. And he said framework 2 is essentially the God consciousness, the whole inner self. And that part of us has no such limitations or restrictions. Anything can happen. Boom, just like that, out of the blue. The image that came to me, there's a movie called The Last Mimsy. And they played that movie for fun one night when I went to one or two of my Matrix Energetics webinars now years ago, because it is so descriptive of some truths about who we are and what our true creative empowerment is. But in the movie, the kids are sitting at the kitchen table, and this soda can flies out of the thin air, right out of the ether, and onto the table for them. And that's kind of the image I get. It's like all we need to do is ask for what we do want and desire and know clearly that we're going to have it. Asking for it with clear, committed intention equals receiving it. And it's almost like, so you need something, you ask for something, and it's like this hand comes out of the air next to you and hands it to you. It's like just the hand and the soda can. It's just there seemingly magically. There are lots of examples and stories I could share with you about how that works, but I'll just go ahead and share one of my own here and then one from another matrix energetics practitioner that it was a story I heard again at one of those seminars years ago. But my own story is, I call it my magic ring story, because when I was about 10 or 11 years old, my cousin and I had gone to a local movie theater to see a movie, and she had on one of those plastic dime store rings that it looked like a big fake diamond. And at that age, being a little girl, I just thought that was the most wonderful thing. And oh my golly, I wanted that ring. I wanted that ring so badly. I don't know why. Never occurred to me to say, Mom, Robin has this ring, and can you get me one? Never even crossed my mind. I just loved this ring and I just wanted it. So we go to the movie theater. Robin has on her ring, and we watch the movie. And after the movie, we go into the ladies' room to use the restroom. There's 2 stalls. We both go into a stall. I come out of my stall first, go to the sink to wash my hands, and there's that ring. And I wasn't going to steal it, but I just thought, oh my goodness. So I picked it up and I put it on, all ready to surprise my cousin when she came out of the stall. And so she opens the door, she comes out of the stall, and I go, I've got your ring. And she said, no, you don't. She had on the ring. That ring that I wanted so badly duplicated itself, created itself out of the ether, and was on that sink waiting for me. Not kidding. So that was one of my first, not the first and not the only, eyes into how magically our universe works for us, how creatively empowered we are. So there was that. Another example isn't about getting something, but one of the other matrix energetics practitioners down in the Denver area told a story of how she was on, if you're familiar with Denver at all, 6th Avenue is this major artery with something like 6 or 8 lanes with going in both directions toward the mountains, heading out of Denver west toward the mountains. And there's concrete barriers, there's big walls on both sides of the highway. There's almost no shoulder. There's a concrete barrier in between the west and the east heading lanes. And so she was on the inside lane, so several lanes away from the exit lane, and they're barreling down 6th Avenue heading west toward the mountains. And the traffic was just bumper to bumper. There was just traffic behind her, next to her, and a truck or something in front of her started fishtailing, was doing one of these, and there was nowhere for her to go. She was trapped in what was going to be a terrible wreck. And of course, she's a practitioner in this stuff, and she was like, help! And next second, she was on the exit ramp heading off of 6th Avenue. Zero recollection of how she got there. So I'm just saying, when we're in flow and accepting what we need, the universe, our universe within, it's not separate, comes right through for us. Yes, we may be operating in Seth's framework 1 a lot of the times, but whatever we need and ask for and want with intention, true intention and commitment and clarity, it's right there, and it will happen magically. But it's not sorcery. It's how universal creativity works. One of my clients wrote to me this past week to let me know that she had that kind of thing going on. She had been in a state of not being happy at all in her current work situation, not feeling seen or appreciated, in a living situation that was not working out for her, was just becoming intolerable. Even her young son was not happy with the school he was in. She was just feeling fed up to the point of just, this current situation is not tolerable. And guys, when we reach that situation where there's a line in the sand of, you know what? No, really, I don't just wish for something different. I don't just want it. I am moving on into what I do want. And everything just fell into place out of the blue. And immediately, one of the attorneys in the firm she was working with is starting a new firm and got her an interview with that new firm. She found a place to move into that she can afford because money is very tight. And so she found a place that she could afford. And the lady who owns the place even sent her some photos of the Christmas decorations and asked how she's doing, getting some love from the universe. And that lady is a messenger of that. And then it turns out that that person also said, you know what? I'll trade you board to live here for some of your paralegal services. So it's just like magically flowing for her. So when we are clear in our true authentic selves, our true authentic joy, what we truly need and want, and we're clear and committed, things will just magically flow in to make it happen. You don't have to worry about how to make every detail happen. And that's what's often called grace. We are always in a state of grace, but that's when we are experiencing and allowing ourselves to experience our state of grace. And this subject, this energy, came up in one of my client sessions last week. One of my clients is she and her husband have a new child, a new baby. They want to for 2026. They want to buy a little bit of property and build their own house. Maybe grow a garden and have some chickens. Get a little bit more self-sustaining and connected directly to the earth. And she was sort of feeling just that I've got a lot of changes coming up and I'm a little bit stressed about how this is going to go kind of state. And so what we did is clear that up and move into a vibrational state of all you have to do is be committed to this is what we're doing. This is the yellow brick road we're choosing, Dorothy. Let's do this. We're doing it. Once that commitment, just like that quote, once you're committed, you're making up your mind. This is what I'm doing. Everything will rush in to support you. So you don't have to stress about every detail about how am I going to find the right property and and how's this going to work and how's that going to work. You will be shown step by step. You'll just get an inspiration to take a drive and you'll be driving down some country road because you felt like taking a right and there will be a for sale sign for the perfect property. Or someone will call you out of the blue to tell you about something that's for sale. Do you see what I mean? It's just things will just rush in to fulfill what you have committed to, what is your heart's desire. When you're in that state of flow, of experiencing your grace, you can just be in the state of, I have abundance. You don't even have to worry about any details that don't agree with that statement. When you feel the state of, I'm in abundance, when you feel the state of, I am buying a few acres and building a house, that is what I'm doing. Everything will rush to fulfill that. When you are in the state of something being your truth, your reality, that is exactly what calls everything in to make it so. And this is true for everything. Your relationships, your living and work situation, your abundance, your financial flow, the state of the world, and being in that paradigm of peace and everybody being loving and supportive of each other. So I hope something I said today was helpful to you. I do want to share with you, I'm excited that I am starting a mid-monthly meditation. This meditation will happen on the third Sunday of every month at noon Eastern time, and we'll do it via Zoom. It'll be anywhere from, I'm going to say 20 to 45 or so minutes long. No set amount of time, but under an hour. We'll do a meditation that will be inspirational and expansive and transformational, and it will focus on a different sort of theme or subject or intention each month. These mid-month meditations are going to be available to my paid Patreon members, and memberships do start as low as $2. But this first one for December is going to be on, you can be a Patreon member, you can be a paid Patreon member, or you can just be a free Patreon member and attend free or donate if you wish. Synchronistically, not surprisingly, this first one will fall on solstice, December 21st at noon Eastern via Zoom. So if you want more information about that, I'll leave a link below, or you can just go to my Patreon page, which is patreon.com/Kathy Hazel Adams Quantum Spirit. I'll also remind you that I currently have a fall winter special on my quantum vibrational transformation and healing sessions. If you're interested in booking a private reading with me, I'll leave a link below for that, or you can just go to my website, www.kathyhazeladams.com. Thanks again for joining me today, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.